Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this, I suppose, much hopefully better improved video, we're going to be looking at the simply sensational Cang Toys Combiner thunderking. Now, we've already done a very brief one on this, but I got to confess and hold my hand up that I just wanted to get him built up to show you, I suppose, the size and again, just the grandeur of him. But in all honesty, I did miss out quite a few things, so I want to rectify that in this video. I want to show you, that's how I had his foot. You can probably see that I've missed out quite a few things, so I'm going to show you that. I didn't show you, again, the ridiculous sword. I'm going to show you how we build up that in a second, and of course how he can wield it, as well as the giant arm cannon. You probably noticed there's a couple of figures here either side as well I'm going to bring in that were requested just for some size comparisons. And of course you can see we've actually got the packaging in the background as well. So we get to see all of that with all the other bits, the knee braces, everything as well. So before we get started, I'd like to remind anybody who's not subscribed to the channel, if I'd like to hit that subscribe button for me now, please, because it really will help me out. And also again to thank my wife for letting me commandeering the kitchen table to get this video done. So without further ado, let's have a look at the feet, and I'll show you all the bits that we can do and add to it to make it look even better. So what we've got here is, this is one of the feet. I think this is Rusty Russ because it's on this particular side here. Now you can tell, and I never showed you this in the video, because they have an ankle pivot and ankle tilt one way. So of course you can tilt that way, so now you know which side the foot is going to go. Also, this has got all the extra bits which I didn't have on at all in the first video, and I'm sure you'll agree once you see me connect them all that it does make it look much better. So this is how I had it in a very quick video, just very basic. Also, I didn't show you that you can take this off. There's 3 different configurations of the foot. You can have either the wolf's head out there like so, which I'll show you a picture of in a second, or you can have this on the back. But with this bit at the front, it now means you can attach everything to it. So first and foremost, there's this part here. This has got some tabs and slots there, and that is just going to fit down into this like so. Just gives it that overall bit more menacing look, I suppose, with more jagged edges. This, if you remember, was part of the Rilla's hand, hammer, sorry, not hand. What we're going to do, we're going to slide this. Make sure this is folded up, by the way, so you've got this here where it can slide along this back piece here. It's going to slide over, he says. Oh, let me get it. I've got it the wrong way around, that is why. So let me slide this along there. And all this is doing is it's just, I suppose, making that the foot that even more stable, shall we say. Then this should fold and it should snap, yep, into there, like so. This is, again, the word snap's probably not the best word when describing third-party figures. So you can see that that's not fully lined up. I'm just going to slightly adjust and then get enough pressure to push that into there. So that's made this top part much more rigid. And then also on here, I had the feet pretty much configured totally wrong. We're going to take this out, rotate this around, and that's going to fit. Let's straighten this up a little more into there, like so. Same on this side, and also you can attach, now they come with these as well. These are the, I suppose, sticker pads. There's quite a few of them, and I'm going to definitely put them in there, of course, because we want some non-stick. The last thing we need is this falling or toppling over anywhere. And believe you me, it is really heavy. It's super heavy, because a lot of this, if you'll have seen the individual reviews, is made of die cast, to be honest. It really is. Right, just get the last one on here. I've already put the ones on this one, you can see there. And I'm just gonna, not gonna fib, I'm gonna copy what I've done there to make sure I get the orientation right. So the other things, these also came with the hammer parts. These are gonna fit, oh, there they are, onto the bottom. So what we're looking to do now is, again, readjust something, take this paw, turn it round, and in fact turn it over and push it down that way. And this has revealed this tab and this cutout. So like so, up and fold over. And then what we're looking to do is to just basically line this up. You've got the tab on the side there and the tab on the underneath. So what we're looking to do is, this should, have I gone the right way? It should follow the contours of what we've got with regards to this particular piece. So let's push this in. It's going to follow the contours there. That's clipped into place. Again, it's just all extra support, which when you've got this in hand, you definitely appreciate, and you see why they've done it, because the weight, I've got that the wrong way around again, it's just incredible. And any extra support is obviously much welcome. So that is them 2 feet done, like so. And then, of course, we're going to attach the legs, which we've got here in front of us. Huge rhino and horrible, basically. And these are going to slide onto this. So let's readjust the camera and let's start to building back up. So I'm just about to attach the feet, but again, I just thought I'd very quickly show you the packaging and just to remind you who came with who. So you've got Thriller with, sorry, that is King Lion, which is of course Razor Claw with Dacerus. Then we had Firmament, which was Dive Bomb, which is huge on the massive wingspan. And then of course we've got Thriller and Russyrus, so Are You Serious? Because it does look like that. And then we've got Huge Rhino, Land Bull, and indeed Ferocious. So again, huge packaging. Just crazy, to be fair. Now, done my Blue Peter moment again. Here's one I prepared earlier. I've just attached that. Reason why I did that one instead of both doing it at the same time or on camera is because they can be a little bit awkward and it can not always go to plan. But this one has been going on and off no problem whatsoever. So there is the grooves on the back, which you can see there. That is what we are looking to slide into on that there. So fingers crossed. I've totally just jinxed myself again anyhow, so if I should push, yeah, there you go, and just keep pushing back until completely in place, and then you'll see what I mean about this ankle rock. There you go, moves around no problem whatsoever. So let's bring these a little closer. Let's bring that down and let's see again if I can get this to work, hopefully pretty much not all in one take, but as good as. Let's grab Thriller, which was of course the crotch. It's going to be interesting to see if this all goes together again as easy as it did the first time around. So what I'm going to do, and then I definitely have no plans of taking this guy apart at all. So if I turn it around, just so you can see what I'm doing, you may or may not have seen the other video, but again, it doesn't hurt to do this. So there's the back. We can see where they're going to slot in. To be honest, it's a little bit like slotting in on the very old school Combiner Wars limbs. That should, no, that does miss it. So yeah, keep that open and then slot this into position like so, and then close that up. Same principle. I think, I know we don't need one here. This is where you realize that the legs are very close together. And again, I get a bit paranoid about popping everything out. So we've got the back like so. Again, let's just lift up again for yourselves so you can see. In fact, I'm going to keep it back, so I'm going to turn it sideways on. Now, again, I've got to be super honest. I have still been struggling a little bit with King Lion in the upper torso part. It still holds together, but I've just been struggling with getting some of the pieces to fit exactly as I want to. Now, the problem I've got already with this is the wings are going to knock the boxes over. I should have thought of that, but hopefully you can see that we can drop this over the center part here and then slide that forward like so. And it's because I put so much pressure pushing everything around that I get paranoid. And this is exactly why I want him standing up completely properly. Now, is he going to balance? I might have to just quickly, oh no, I've gone the wrong way. I've pushed it backwards. Let's bring it towards me. That's clicked into position. Now he's a little bit top heady because I've already attached these huge wings from their Dive Bomb, which was Firmament. I'm gonna have to just tilt him forward. Is he gonna hold? I'm paranoid. I'm gonna just basically tilt it forward until I need to get the arms on, you see, to counterbalance it. Now that should, there we go. Right, let's lift, in fact, no, let's keep that there. Let's just pan back a teeny little bit. Let me grab the arms. And again, very much Combiner Warsy. You've got the slot down there. That is gonna slot down here into position. And as I say, once he's built, I'm going to be able to show you, which I didn't show you last time, the articulation and everything on him. And of course, I'm going to build up the giant weapons and then bring in the other figures I've got at the side to show you the size. But I think before I do anything like that again, it just really does need to be pulled back. And just, again, it doesn't do it any justice. It really doesn't do it any justice. This doesn't at all. So, apologies, but I'm going to come around. You're going to have to see me. So I'm going to come around the front and try and show you everything that this guy can do. So, of course, the head sculpt, it will turn around. It can move up and down. It's on its own little axis there. The jaw opens itself. You can actually put some batteries in. I'm going to work out how to do that. And then you've also got all of these spikes, all of these spines here. You can maneuver these all around. They are all on ball and socket joints. Same as the hips. You can move all these around, position them however you want. Same with the guns. You can turn the guns. All of these are on their own. Can you see me? Yeah, all of these are on their own individual hinges. You can maneuver all of these around. The arms are on really big tight ratchets. You can bring that forward and backwards. You can see there's a swivel here, so you've got like an elbow swivel as well as a bicep flexion. The wrist again is exactly the same. You can swivel that all around. Everything's super squeaky. The hands they're so intricately detailed, it's crazy. You've got articulation points like actual human hands. So right there at the tip of the finger, right there towards the back where the knuckle is, and indeed there. So all of the particular joints which us humans have in our hands, it is crazy. There is actually as well a full waist swivel. It will go around like so, but that absolutely petrifies me. Now this is going to be the hardest. A for space, B for weight, and C just imagining to kick the legs out. Let me just straighten the arm up. Let me see if I can hold it again. Hold on to it. Huge ratchet, big knee bend. I don't even know if you can see the knee bend from what I've done. I don't know if you can. Let's have a look. Yep, there's the knee bend. So you can see he's actually stepping sort of forward. It's just fully articulate, but I think you need, I have no idea what sort of studio you would need to, you know, if you were going to genuinely start taking real good photos of this, to look on a shelf, it looks stunning. There's not much better than this that I've seen around to stick on a shelf and have shelf presence and just look as good as it is. Right, there is some knee guards which we're going to put on as well now, just for extra stability. So just let me readjust the camera and grab them as well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach the knee, whether it's a brace, it's not really a guard, but it's definitely a support. So I've put the one on this side and I'm going to show you how to attach the other one in a second. So you can see we've got all this additional, it's exactly that, it's a load of support. And to be honest, I feel much more happy with the fact that I've got this on here now. Now it still does allow for the bend in the knee. It does still gives you the move of the hip, etc. It restricts the movement slightly. So again, unless you're going to be one of these really dynamic photographers with some crazy poses, it really isn't going to make too much difference. I think it actually makes it look better. And I can tell you honestly, it makes me feel a million times better. So if I quickly lift this up there, you can see, I suppose, how thin inside this gap here we're looking the knee actually is, and the leg. To be fair, considering the amount of weight that's on top of it, it's just amazing that it actually balances, to be fair. So if I make sure, if I just bring this up a little bit, these are the guards. Let me just move this guy out of the way. These are the guards that came as the arm covers for Thriller as well. So yes, they double up as the knee guards, but if you remember in the Thriller video, these you could attach to his arms. So what we're looking to do is, again, let's see if you can see this. We're going to feed this through the gap in the legs. So it's better probably if I go round that way with this large part, which is going to come through here now. And then it's a case of getting this to slot. Nothing's ever easy with these giant toys, believe you me. There we go. Slot this around. This should now tab into there like so, and this should now lock into place. That can come over and up, look like a bit more of a knee guard. Let's bring this whole unit up, turn your attention to the back, and then bring this out. Push these two little parts there, and they're going to go into that like so. And you see I just buckled the knee. Now without that, everything would have come completely crashing down. So for me, huge relief with that. I would definitely advise using them unless, as I say, you're going to be doing any dynamic sort of poses. So before we go on to combining the weapons and attaching the weapons, I think we need to do some sort of size comparisons. And again, I've tried to put a different background just to give you an idea. Again, because typically it's contrasting with the colours of the kitchen. So can we see that? Let me see that. You could just about see that. That is G1 predaking. G1 predaking. In fact, let's go down first and foremost, because the first few figures I've got are relatively small in comparison to this. So that is G1 predaking. What I've got in my hand now is Legacy Menasor. So that's as big as your Legacy combiners, and of course that's how big Devastator and everybody's going to be. I should have made enough space here, give myself enough clearance. That is, I don't even know if you're going to see. In fact, let's just move everything over. This was, it wasn't Combiner, was it? It was the one after. So it was Titan's Return Predaking. And again, he was classed as a Titan class figure. So we can see we're getting bigger. let's come up even higher, and I've left enough space behind, should have, for I suppose two of the main comparisons. This is Legacy Metroplex, the Cybertron one. He's just gonna fit in there. So yeah, heads roughly, can you sort of tell? I'm gonna pick the camera up in a second anyway. I'm gonna pick the camera up. I'm gonna have to take Grand Max's sword out of his hand because otherwise he'll end up chopping him down. So Grand Max is just the same as Fort Max, it's just the Japanese colours. And yeah, let's take the camera off just to give you an idea. So he is head level, the same about as Cybertron Metroplex, but obviously with all his wingspan, his huge guns and everything, he does tower over the tallest Titan that's an official figure. Again, you can get this in the proper Predaking colours, and you can get this in a brand new crazy purple and green colour as well, which I'm sure again will be fantastic. They're not actually out yet, but I'm super intrigued to have a look at what that looks like. It's again not a monstrosity in a bad way, monstrous is probably the best way to describe it. It's just huge. I definitely need to very quickly show you the accessories and how they build up, because again it just shows and showcases how clever they are with that as well. So let's have a look at the accessories that combine. Here's another really cool thing, as I say, that they can do with this. I think the first figure to ever do this, correct me if I'm wrong guys, it was Landcross from 1989, one of the Japanese combiners that basically got you all of the weapons and you combine them. So we've got this from, of course, King Lion. Lion. You can bring this up, you can have it as a staff, which he had it. So let's have a look at how the weapons combine. This is a really cool, I suppose, not bonus, but additional feature. It reminds me a little bit, but it's a bit cooler, I've got to be honest, than the combining gun from Landcross way back in 1989. So some things like this have been around for quite some time. What we're going to do though, we're going to take this axe, we're going to lift this, bring this out of the way for now. We're then going to take Thorilla's hammer, and we're going to then clip this into the top of here like so, slot that down. And then we're going to take these tabs, line this up with the side of the axe, and indeed just push them in. Then what we're going to do, we're going to start to take all of the swords, we're going to slide these down and into position like so. You'll see how this is going to fit around, let me make sure you can see what I'm doing, around like so. Then we can take this additional part, that's going to fit into there as well. Now that's going to allow us to take these, and we're going to bring this over the top, that's going to slot into there and clip over the top of that. So same with this, there's the handle, slide that over the top, clip that in like so, then take these and same principle, slot this over and down, and like this again, over. In fact, what I should have done first and foremost, excuse the sun reflecting there, it's typically just come out and ruined, so I had to change angles. Let's join these together, join them together, and then slot this down and over, and that is your giant sword. Right, let's have a look at the arm cannon now. So this is the 5 weapons, which again we're going to combine to make a huge arm cannon as well. So this, remember, rotates, so what you need to do is make sure this is up there, that's flat and in line with where that handle is, and it's going to go into this slot there, and that will rest in that slot there at the same time. So that is going to be one side of the gun. We're going to repeat the same process on this side. I've just kept that out because it's going to be like a handle for when we pop it inside the robot's hand. These 2 blaster ports at the front should be at the front. That's the easiest way to help you remember. So there we are, we're lining this handle up with that. That's going to click into place. Now with this gun, what we're looking to do, you've got 2 tabs. Where are we? There's the 2 tabs at the bottom. It's just, as I say, finding where they are and then finding all of the parts where it's going to tab into. So in this particular case, there's these slots right there. So what I'm looking to do is to pop that over like so, and then the same in here. Oh, I've just knocked it out. You can push this. In fact, I thought I was on the wrong side. I need these to go, where have they gone? There's them slots. They need to go for me into this part on the top of the gun. Now these bits need to be at the front, so I'm looking, there they are, there's the slots. Just perhaps need to be a little bit, that's better, a little bit more forceful. You can see that it will rest there now no problem whatsoever. Let's turn this around. Again, make sure we've got the correct orientations, because that's going to line up like that. Same principle though, there's your two cutouts, there's your tabs. Let's bring this over, and then everything will line up, including these bits. For this, you can clip everything together again, just a little bit of force. That's where I always, just always a little too apprehensive, shall we say. Then take this is going to fit into them ports there as well. Turn it that way around, slot it in, and there is your giant cannon. Right, let's attach it to the figure and see how it looks for the final part. Just before I attach them to the bot though, let's give you an idea of the size of these. So here is the sword. This is the ginormous accessory that came with the Legacy Cybertron Metroplex, and that is the huge sword that came with Grand Max as well. You can see that the sword is especially quite a bit bigger. Let's have a look. Let's go tip to the end of there, and you could also extend this as well if you wanted to. This will come right out, so it's much bigger. The gun itself is here, which is great, and again, that's nowhere near as big as these, but there's a lot more going on to it. Right, let's get these attached to see what his final form will look like. So on the inside of the hand, there's a big cavity in there. On the sword, there's these here. So this is pretty much like your industry standard, what I would say, way of connecting an accessory to masterpiece figures. So we're looking to line, let's move that thumb out of the way, line this up in there, make sure it's pushed all the way in, and then as I say, the articulation on the fingers is incredible. You can push every single one around and grab that into position, and there he is now holding the sword. With the gun, what I like to do is take this, fold this back all the way around, line that up, and again, you've got the same handle there. So if we open up this part of the hand, I'm going to rotate the wrist around there so you can see exactly what I'm doing with this. In fact, I need to move the thumb out of the way as well. And indeed, I'm going to slot, in fact, the thumb, let's see if I can, where I need to get it totally out of the way, bring that around and drop this into position. I suppose fold it around like a trigger thumb, bring these around, spin the wrist around. And then I suppose what I need to do is just pan back and show you it. Right, last little bit, one last quick look up and down then, and hopefully I've done the guy some justice. Final part then, guys, and as I say, hopefully I've done him a bit of justice. I still, to be honest, probably have missed parts on it. There's just so much going on. Typically the sun's come in and pretty much ruined the lighting that I had. But again, just to go over, it's absolutely spectacular. I hope that, Takara take note of this and indeed do something similar. To be honest, I think their attempt at riding, I've still not fully built them, isn't anywhere near on the same scale and size as this. So I want to see a giant official combiner like this. I know they're not cheap, but I'm sure everybody will completely agree with me that they would love one as well, or at least love to see one. So I'm going to round this up there. There he is. This is Cang Toys Golden Thunderking, a stylized, crazy version of Predaking. Let me know what you think in the comments. Take care.